Pat Summerall here with John Madden, and I guess one of the big questions once you cut through all the excitement, John, has to be the availability and the health of Emmitt Smith. How do you think he is?
Well, I think he's going to be available. We know that to start. You can see he's out there now. He has a muscle stimulator on that pulled hamstring right now. So he's getting treatment right now before the game. And I think when we were talking to him last night, he said he wants to play smart. He has to play control. He wants to play the whole game. And they need him because the Dallas offense is based on Emmitt Smith, on his running and his pass catching. And if they get that going, they can play pass and they can get the ball to Harper and Irvin and Novacek and all those things. Everyone thinks that Deion Sanders is going to be on Michael Irvin. Well, he's not. Deion Sanders is going to be on Alvin Harper.
There is number 21. And the excitement and the get ready is just about over. It's time to get it on. The winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl to take on the San Diego Chargers, who upset Pittsburgh today 17-13. Kevin Williams and Brock Marion back deep for Dallas, and Doug Bryan, the rookie, to kick off for San Francisco. The receivers are at the 10. Low kick. He didn't get it. Bounces to Kevin Williams. Williams gets it out to about the 34. And let's look at the Cowboy offense. Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders just went up and touched Alvin Harper on his shoulder. Said, I got you.
He'll know it. And Aikman back to throw. Protection good. Irvin short. Incomplete. Sanders again comes with Harper. 2nd and 10. Irvin in motion. He slipped on his first cut earlier. Outside to Jay Novacek, who fell down. We're going to see a lot of that before the day's over.
And the other thing, I think it's going to take a while for the Cowboys to adjust to the fact that Deion Sanders is on Alvin Harper. Because if they're going to stay away from Deion, then that means that they're going to have to go to Michael Irvin with some kind of double coverage, or to Johnston and Novacek.
Harper goes left this time. Sanders goes with him. 3 wide receivers. Kevin Williams in the slot. That's to the right. Aikman back to throw it. Intercepted by Eric Davis. And Davis will score for the 49ers. Intended for Kevin Williams. 44-yard touchdown run by Eric Davis. They thought he might be the weak link.
That's the place they wanted to work on. And again, I think Deion Sanders on Harper has thrown him for a loop. They didn't expect that. They're going to throw away from Deion, and they looked and they threw that one right to Eric Davis. Eric Davis is a guy who gets worked on a lot. You see him, he's just playing zone because they're doubling away. They're zoning away from where Deion Sanders lines up. Eric Davis was in a zone. Troy Aikman didn't read it and threw it right to him.
Wilms Myers, the holder. Bryan, the kicker. It's 7-0 San Francisco. Touchdown Eric Davis on a 44-yard touchdown. Troy Aikman's interception by Eric Davis. And San Francisco leads Dallas 7-0. 44 yards Davis went for the touchdown. Bryan set to kick it off. Kevin Williams and Brock Marion back deep. Williams at the 6. To about the 30. Troy Wilson up to make the stop.
Here's what Troy Aikman didn't read, Pat. Here's Eric Davis, and he's on Michael Irvin. It looks like man, but as he comes off, he'll ride him, and then Eric Davis is going to come off in his zone, and he's going to pick off this thing right here. Troy Aikman reads this. Right there's man. Now watch Eric Davis. He lets him go, then he comes back to the inside and jumps in front of that out to Kevin Williams. Eric Davis, we saw him the other day, and he was joking. He said, am I even too small to practice? They say I'm too small to do everything. How about let me get out on the practice field? Guy has a heck of a lot of pride. And that could be the biggest play of his career.
And Alvin Harper is out, and Kevin Williams has replaced him. Irvin is split wide left. And the field is taking its toll already as Emmitt Smith fell down before he got back to the line of scrimmage.
And look at Ricky Jackson. You see how fired up Ricky Jackson is? And I'll guarantee you there's a reason for that. You know, when there's timeouts, then all these groundkeepers come out. You see, this is what they have to do during those timeouts, is try to get that field down.
That's not going to stay that way very long.
No, that didn't help at all. He slipped before he ever got to the line of scrimmage.
Second down, long yardage. Aikman. Screen passes to Emmitt Smith, and he is hit hard by Brian Young.
Yeah, the first guy there was Ricky Jackson, and he made him cut back. Jackson said he's going to be all over Emmitt Smith today. And, of course, Ricky Jackson has a reason to do that.
Boy, does he ever.
Ricky Jackson, if the 49ers win this game, Ricky Jackson, number 57, coming here, he gets an $838,000 bonus.
You can again see Emmitt's foot slip as he tried to make a cut. 3rd and 17, 3 wide receivers. Aikman back. Pass is caught and dropped and left on the ground. San Francisco ball.
You're right, that pass was caught, and then it was fumbled.
Michael Irvin made the catch, couldn't hang on.
Yeah, the ball is thrown a little behind him. He comes down, he has both feet there, and then the ball just got stripped.
By Eric Davis again.
Right, just as Michael Irvin is ready, just as Troy Aikman is ready to throw that ball, he gets hit right there, so he couldn't step and follow through. He was hit by Dana Stubblefield, so the ball was a little behind Michael Irvin.
1st and 10, San Francisco at the Dallas 39. Young, Rice, incomplete. He was there, they had it. Here is the 49er offense, led by Steve Young. 3 and 2 in the postseason as a starter. Waters is split out this time. Floyd. Outside to Rice. Rice. Take it down just shy of a first down. The clock's still running. That's the signal on the sideline. He's inbounds, so keep the clock running.
What a start for the 49ers, huh? I mean, that first one, that interception is owned by Eric Davis, and then he comes back and makes the second play. He was the guy that stripped the ball from Michael Irvin.
Right.
You know, in these big games, you never know who the heroes are going to be. Sometimes they're the big players you expect, and sometimes there's a guy like an Eric Davis
who'll step up, and you expect it, as you say, from the big players, the name players. Here's Young, chased by Haley, gets away from Haley. Chased again, wings it upfield and out of bounds, incomplete. John Taylor, the intended target. Larry Brown, the coverage.
See, Haley's in a 2-point stance today. He said he's going to do some of that. Instead of putting that hand down, stand up so he can see this type of thing better. Haley misses here, but watch Robert Jones come in there and make the hit. That's what they're going to do. They're going to let Haley come down in and then try and get a linebacker outside of him for the bootlegs and stuff.
4th and 2, and the 49ers are going for it.
They're letting it all hang out. They've had the frustration of losing 2 of these championship games.
Waters was the lone setback. Now it's only Young. They get it outside to Ted Popson, and he maybe or maybe not have gotten that first down. I'm sure they'll have to measure this.
Yeah, that's confidence in a Steve Young, though, to not only go for it on 4th down, but then have a pass, and then have that pass to your backup tight end, Ted Popson.
Bring him out. Bring out the chains. This would be a psychological lift for either team.
Well, that's Ted Popson's job. I mean, he knows that it's 4th down. He has to run the pattern to get the first down.
Well, he did.
By a half a football.
1st and 10 San Francisco at the Dallas 30. Here's Young, pump fake. Outside to Waters. Waters inside the 10. Knocked out of bounds at about the 1. Now they say touchdown. He was in. Ricky Waters. From 29 yards out. On a pass from Steve Young, and the 49ers are hot.
Man, did he have time? I think Ricky Waters was about Steve Young's 3rd wide receiver, because watch his pass protection. Last game they didn't have it. Starts out with a play pass. He looks to the left. He pumps. He looks down the middle. He pumps. He looks out here to the right. His 3rd receiver, Ricky Waters, all the way out here on the right side. Now he does that high step, stays in bounds, and gets a touchdown. Although I'm not sure that he did stay in bounds. I'm not sure that the ball was in bounds.
They're kicking the extra point. And it's 14-0 San Francisco with 10:41 left in the first. The NFC Championship, San Francisco 14, Dallas nothing, and we have 10 minutes and 41 seconds left in the first quarter. The 49ers red hot.
And the defending world champion Cowboys have to be in shock. But I'll tell you, Eric Davis, he's the guy that got both of those turnovers that turned into 14 49er points.
Bryan. Kickoff. Kevin Williams' 3rd kickoff return of the day. They need something to happen. Again, the ball is loose. And again, San Francisco recovers. Doug Bryan, the kicker, I believe, made the recovery.
Well, what a start for this 49er team. And William Floyd, he thought he was going to get a break. He can't even take his shoulder pads off for a second. And the 49er offense is back in there again. It's Kevin Williams. He's going into a crowd. There comes the strip right there. The ball is knocked out right there.
Adam Walker.
And it's on the ground. And as you said, Doug Bryan, number 4, the kicker, is going to be the guy that ends up with it. Touch a ball on the ground, goes out of bounds, and there comes the kicker sliding in feet first.
10:29 left in the first. Mark Logan comes into the game for the 49ers. You saw William Floyd a minute ago with his shoulder pads off. He started out just a moment ago onto the field and came back. So Logan's in the game. There at the Dallas 35, and Young gives to Waters. Waters is down inside the 30. Dixon Edwards made the stop.
Remember the last game, the 49ers had success running the ball with a quarterback with Steve Young on those bootlegs. So what he thinks was going to happen is that those ends are going to stay outside for the bootlegs, and there's going to be some running to the running backs inside, and that's exactly what they did there.
Ricky Waters got 6 yards, so it's 2nd and 4.
Boy, there's even mud and stuff on these uniforms. You can't beat this.
Floyd is back in place of Logan. Waters moves in motion. Floyd gets the carry and gets close to first down yardage. Not quite. So the winner of this game will play. I'm not sure who the injured Cowboy is. Dixon Edwards, I believe. 14-0 49ers. Pat Summerall, John Madden at Candlestick Park. There's Dixon Edwards going off. Our information is a dislocated shoulder. There's probably where it happened.
Yeah, right there you see he landed right on his right elbow.
Godfrey Miles in his place. Young sneaking for the first down and got close.
Yeah, there's a guy who is totally changed, hasn't he, as
Really?
Steve Young. I mean, you look at him, and he used to be so tense and so intense. And even in the beginning of this season, he was tense and intense. And then about the middle of the season, and maybe it was that Philadelphia game when George Seifert took him out and they got in that big shouting match or whatever it was, he found out that sometime, you know, that he could say what was on his mind. Here's where it started. Remember, he played the Eagles. They take him out. Then he comes out, and he stayed mad for about 15 minutes.
Now that's Gary Kubiak he's talking to right there, who is the quarterback coach, Steve Young's coach. They'll measure for that first down to see if he got it.
Even George Seifert says, you know, he said maybe he just became one of the guys that, you know, when you yell at the coach, then all the guys like you, all the other guys like you, you become one of the guys. Maybe that was the point, that Steve Young became one of the guys. But whatever it is, he's a totally different guy now.
Yeah, you can just tell his demeanor, the way he carries himself, the way he talks. First and 10, 49ers at the Dallas 25. San Francisco leading 14-0.
We were talking last night to James Washington. He said that Steve Young has a monkey on his back, and he said that monkey's number 16, Joe Montana, and he said, I'm going to remind it of it the whole game. I don't think he needs reminded about that.
No. Young back to throw. The blitz is coming. They don't get him. Incomplete. A wide open was John Taylor. He was there. There was nobody close. Young was a little bit high, but that ball could have been caught.
I know it. Every quarterback does that too. You notice the time when they have something and it doesn't work, and they always go to their head. Watch John Taylor. That's a drop coverage. I mean, there's no one there. As you say, he's wide open. Steve Young throws the ball, and it just goes right between his hands. I mean, John Taylor is a tough guy. I mean, It's not a type of thing where he's hearing footsteps in there or anything. Steve Young saw it, put it up there. John Taylor has to catch that.
That was another 6. To Taylor, right back. James Washington wraps him up. But a first down at the 10.
James Washington better not mess with John Taylor.
No.
As you talk about, you know, tough wide receivers, there's not a lot of tough wide receivers in the world, but John Taylor is one of them. Like James Washington says, you know, that John Taylor will hit you as hard on a crackback as you hit him when he comes in a slant. So that's what they're trying to do. Watch Washington here. He tries to get John Taylor here and really put a hit on him and then hold on and mess with him and all that stuff. But messing with John Taylor, it doesn't work anyway.
First and goal at the 10. Young will throw it. Quarterback draw. Young to the 1.
That's a play they were practicing at Stanford University the other day on Friday. We're watching them, and what they think is going to happen is they're going to get pass rush here and here, and if Steve Young could come up here, let these guys really drop and read their patterns, and then just boom it up the middle. Now watch that. He wants those linebackers with the motion and stuff to run out. You see everyone run out, and look, when those linebackers run out and the pass rushers start up the field, you can drive a truck through that deal.
Second and goal at the 1. Floyd. Touchdown San Francisco, and the 49ers lead it 20-0. Wow, are they impressive?
The 49ers wanted the crowd to get in this game, and the 49ers have given the crowd reason to be in this game. But, you know, it all started with turnovers.
Yep.
2 that Eric Davis got for him. The third one was Adam Walker on a special teams play. 3 Dallas Cowboy turnovers, 3 49er touchdowns.
Brian will try his third. Well, look at this. First time in NFC Championship history that a team has scored 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. In history.
It may be the first time in history that a team has had 3 turnovers that quickly.
It is 21-0 San Francisco with 7 minutes and 33 seconds left in the first quarter. Above Candlestick. Doug Bryant's going to be worn out for the 4th kickoff of the day for him. Kevin Williams. Best return so far to the 38, 37 maybe. It's a funny game here at Candlestick so far. 21-0 49ers. Novacek was the man in motion. That's Emmett Smith stopped after perhaps a yard.
Yeah, you get to the point that, whether Emmitt Smith is able to play, that hamstring is all right, isn't going to be as important, because you get to a point where the Cowboys are just going to have to start moving the ball. And when you're down 21-0, you know that you're going to have to pass the ball more than you came into the game thinking you were going to have to pass the ball.
2nd and 8. Smith got 2 yards. Dallas ball at their own 40. Turnovers have done him in so far.
Eric Davis has really come up big in this first quarter.
Here's Aikman back to throw. To Darrell Johnston to about the 47. Plummer and Norton converge. Cowboy turnover so far. The 49er results: touchdown, 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 an interception, and a fumble and a fumble.
Yeah, the interception was Eric Davis. The fumble was caused by an Eric Davis strip. And then the third fumble was an Adam Walker strip.
3 tight ends this time, with Ron Stone lined up on the right side. Johnston and Smith. Darrell Johnston gets the first Dallas first down of the day out near midfield. Gary Plummer made the stop.
Yeah, one thing about getting down 21-0, you still have 5 minutes 45 seconds in the first quarter.
Yeah.
So you have a long time to go, and you don't have to start to panic yet. But I still think that one of the big moves the 49ers did is put Deion Sanders out there on Alvin Harper. And I don't think and I know the Cowboys didn't expect
that.
That
surprised them.
And I don't think they've adjusted to that yet. I mean, do they go to work on Alvin with the single coverage? Do they go away to Michael, or what do they do?
Kevin Williams has replaced Harper. This is Emmitt Smith. Emmitt down inside the 49er 45. Ken Norton and Tim McDonald was that last missile you saw go by.
Because the thing that has really hurt the 49ers in big games has been Alvin Harper.
Derek Kennard, something wrong with his helmet. I don't think it's an injury. Ron Stone has taken his place.
Yeah, Derek Kennard is as big as you can get in that offensive line, but he's not big enough to play without a hat.
Stone has taken his place. Michael Irvin comes to the right this time. Aikman has Smith behind him. Reverse coming. That'll be enough for another Dallas first down as Kevin Williams makes the carry, stopped by McDonald.
They're still working there on big Derek Kennard's helmet.
I imagine it's a big helmet too, don't you?
Yeah, I mean they're always, you hate to see that. I mean, with any player, because he really can't play it. It looks like it's a face mask thing. Looks like it's not a thing with a helmet, but the face mask started to come off. You think there ought to be some backups or something? You just put some old big bucket in the guy's head and say, "Get back in there. We need this."
Aikman back to throw it. Tripped up from behind by Dennis Brown, but a flag on the play.
But Dennis Brown just kept working and working and working on that. And he just got Troy Aikman by the ankles. He's working against Larry Allen, who has a bad ankle himself, and he's having a tough time.
Dick Hantak is the referee. There was a flag on the play. It's going to be, I believe, against the 49ers. Now the field really starts to get treacherous down in this area.
Holding. Defense. Number 51. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Number 51's the old Cowboy, the old Dallas Cowboy, Ken Norton. And that play, just before that, Larry Allen has a real bad ankle. The rookie right tackle has done a heck of a job taking Eric Williams' place, but he just can't move his feet, one in that mud, but two because of that ankle.
And right now they're in a muddy spot, 1st and 10 after the penalty. Another flag on the play as Emmitt Smith gets down inside the 49er 25 to the 23, but a marker down against the Cowboys.
You know, all the talk about this game, it really started last year. Remember, after the Cowboys beat the 49ers, Eddie DeBartolo was embarrassed and said he wanted a new defense.
Number 22 moving prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, repeat the down, first down.
Yeah, this isn't a penalty, but we're talking about Larry Allen and the problem that he is having moving. Just watch him here. I mean, the ball is snapped, and he just really can't move. I mean, it's a championship game. Everyone has to play, but sometimes guys really shouldn't be playing because they're just hurting everything.
2 tight ends. Emmett Smith hit in the backfield by Ken Norton. Doesn't even get underway. Well, we said in the beginning of the broadcast that the 49ers added some muscle. There's part of it.
Yeah, and that's what Eddie DeBartolo said. He told Carmen Policy, we need more defensive players. So the 49ers really went out and bought a defense. And they bought a defense for this game. And one of the guys that they bought was Ken Norton Jr. right there from the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, he looked like his dad on that. I mean, he threw that straight right, then he followed it up with a left hook, then a jab, and then an uppercut.
And then he sparred a little bit.
Yeah, then he started hitting himself.
Aikman back, pumps. Was hit just as he let it go, and it's badly underthrown. Alvin Harper, again being covered by Deion Sanders, don't forget, was totally out of the picture in that case.
Yeah, you're going to see.
Jackson,
watch Ricky Jackson. He's right here at number 57 going against Allen again. And he's the guy that hit Troy Aikman just as he threw that ball. Or it was about to hit him just as he threw that ball.
Larry Allen just can't get it done.
No, he can't move. And they ought to, I mean, the 49ers ought to take advantage of that. When they are taking advantage of it, but I'd even take more advantage. I would just pass rush on that position with different guys every play.
3rd and 18. Novacek. Maybe Allen moved ahead of time. When you're hurt like that, you want every advantage you can get if you can get it.
And you don't even think properly because all you can think about is where you're hurting.
Ball start. Offense prior to the snap. Number 73. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. 3rd down.
And that's what it is. Now he's changing. You see he's in a 2-point stance. He doesn't have his hand down. He knows he has to block Ricky Jackson. Number 57 is way out here. And so he was looking at him. Then he brought that right foot back and started to get out there too soon.
Just can't get back to him. 3rd and 23. Darrell Johnston on the move. Ricky Jackson on the rush. Going deep. Michael Irvin, touchdown, Dallas. They can double him, but they still can't cover him. Toy Cook and Eric Davis both back there with him.
Eric Davis was back there, like you said. Here's Michael Irvin. The first thing they're doing is they're playing way too far off him. You see, they're so far off him that they feel comfortable with that cushion. They have him inside out. Eric Davis on the outside, Toy Cook on the inside. Michael Irvin, the playmaker, runs right through, right between the double coverage.
Bonio for the extra point. Novacek's the holder. 21-6. 2:14 still left in the first quarter.
Sometimes you get too much confidence by having double coverage and too much confidence playing off.
Extra point is good. It's 21-7. 2:14 left in the first quarter at Candlestick.
You watch. Here's Michael Irvin. Now here's Eric Davis. Here's Toy Cook. They are going to double against Michael Irvin. But look how far off they are. And I think sometimes you get a false confidence in one, being that far off, and two, having a double. Michael Irvin gave him a little move and then split him, ran right between them. Watch Michael Irvin now. He knows once he split him and ran between them, all he has to do is catch that ball. Now that is what you call concentration. Waiting for it, looking it in over your shoulder. That's a heck of a throw by Troy Aikman.
And that's all you have to do, huh?
I know, that's all you have to do. You know, and Aikman threw that ball, and he was getting hit just as he threw it by Ricky Jackson again.
Who came around crippled Larry Allen. They just plugged in Emmett Smith.
Look at that, yeah, that's that muscle stimulator, that thing that stimulates his torn hamstring.
Bonio's kick is going to be handled by Dexter Carter, who's down on the wet turf. He slipped down, got up, and is hit down by Bill Bates. After After a scuffle breaks out, the ball's loose. The Cowboys have it, but it's down.
We got a rumble. We got left hooks, jabs. Did you hear that whistle?
Yeah.
The fizz just kept blowing and blowing and blowing. I think right there was the longest whistle in NFC Championship history. We got more points scored quickly and longest whistle so far.
That's like Main Street or 42nd Street in New York.
And you know this guy, Bill Bates, number 40, has to be in the middle of it. I mean, I don't know what he's doing, but if you know there's going to be some action, you know, old tough Billy Bates is going to be in it.
He may not be dirty yet, but before the day's over, he's going to be dirty.
Look at him. He's down there. He's throwing rights, lefts, hooks. What the heck you got going? No wonder they had to blow that whistle so long.
First and 10, San Francisco. They give it to William Floyd, who moves the whole pile about 2 yards.
That looked
Ricky Waters and Kevin Smith in a little rumble to the far side of the field.
Yeah, Ricky Waters is one of those guys that's a highly emotional player that talks a lot, and then he gets guys to react to it.
They're taking him out.
Yeah, you see, he's out there. He's lining up as a wide receiver, and he started to block Kevin Smith. That's what it was. That one wasn't talking. That was just a pretty good block. Ricky Waters lines up all over the place.
2nd and 7. Young. Incomplete. Cowboys are saying we got it, but there was no possession involved in that one.
And you see Kevin Smith out there. He was guarding Jerry Rice and talking to him. A year ago, when they had that fight in the introductions, it was Kevin Smith and Jerry Rice. That's how it got started. Well, we have a heck of a lot of talking in this game. But watch Rice here. Watch Kevin Smith. That's the thing. If a guy's going to catch it, just try and hit him and knock the ball out. I don't know that you have to jump up and do all that other stuff, but the football play was a good play by Kevin Smith.
3rd down and 7. William Floyd is the lone back. Young back to throw. Pretty tough to rush the passer in this area. Steve Young gets it to Popson, and he won't get the first down.
I'll tell you one thing, there's a lot of gang tackling on this thing. I mean, they look like, what do they call that in rugby? They call it a scrum or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, where whole bunches of guys just get in piles and push each other and stuff. That's what we got here in a couple of these plays, some rugby scrums. Some good old scrum going on in the quagmire. That's what we got.
That's good. That's good.
Guys are flying all over. Watch this one. You're going to see William Floyd, number 40, coming in there. He's just taking shots. I mean, they're just shooting at stuff and hitting air sometimes. They don't care.
Wilms-Myers' punt is going to be handled by Kevin Williams at the 37-yard line. And he's coming out of the pack for a moment up to about the 44, where the Cowboys will take over. Still 25 seconds left in the first quarter, 21-7.
And I know one thing they're talking about on the 49ers sideline is, you know, sometimes you get up too quickly and you start to do your celebrate, and you can't celebrate because this Cowboy team are still the world champions.
And they're not going to give up that throne without a fight, and a serious fight. Russell Maryland and Leon Lett talking it up on defense. Deion Sanders facing Michael Irvin now. Emmitt Smith gets the carry, breaks one tackle, and gets a couple of yards, tough yards. Stopped by Bryant Young. What a year he's had. 28 points in the first quarter by two teams, ties an NFC Championship game record.
In fact, they got so many, they're just going to let the clock roll down here and play the second quarter and let that one go.
That is the end of the first quarter with the score. The San Francisco 49ers 21, the Dallas Cowboys 7. Between the 49ers and the Cowboys, 21-7, San Francisco leads as we start the second quarter. Dallas at their own 47. Aikman outside to Irvin. That last lunge might have got him a first down. Eric Davis wrestling Irvin to the turf.
Yeah, Eric Davis still on Michael Irvin, and then you still have Deion Sanders out there on Alvin Harper. I was wondering after Michael Irvin made that touchdown against Eric Davis if they were going to change that up and put Dion on Michael Irvin, but they didn't. And I think the Cowboys have finally figured out what they're doing and are starting on their attack of what they're doing.
They've started to settle down a bit now. Emmitt Smith. Couple of yards, stopped by Woodall and Norton.
Yeah, if you look so far, Deion Sanders, he's only lined up once on Michael Irvin. That was a couple plays ago. They haven't thrown yet. He's lined up 13 times on Alvin Harper. And, of course, they haven't caught any, but they haven't even thrown anywhere Deion Sanders is.
Let's see what he does now. Harper is out. Kevin Williams goes wide.
Yeah, and then when Kevin Williams comes in, they just put Deion on Kevin Williams.
That's Williams in motion. They fake a reverse this time. And Aikman pumps. Now he's going to take off, and he's got a lot of room. And Aikman fell down when he would have had the first. He ran into Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, I think if Emmitt Smith would have blocked someone or gotten out of his way, it would have been an easier play for him. That was pretty good coverage. He had a play. He had a play that he was looking for and he couldn't find.
He did get the first down.
Yeah, he gets the first down, but he was looking for something bigger than the first down. As you'll see here, he went to play fake, which was a reverse, and he's looking downfield, and they had good coverage. He was looking down in that area. That's what happened, and he didn't have it. That's what made him do what was on the bottom of the screen, pump it and run it right into his own guy, but still get the first.
Aikman back to throw on first. Wheels it outside to Irvin. Irvin covered by Sanders, and still Michael Irvin made the catch. He said, I didn't make this trip to turn around and go back.
Yep, and he said all he has to do, he said, I don't care playing against Deion. I just have to get between Deion and the ball, and he uses his hands. You see him, he used them twice. He used a hand to get inside, then he used a hand to get back outside. Michael Irvin, one of the best at that. Pretty good pass protection. Aikman is looking to Irvin all the way. And Aikman says, he said, we respect Deion Sanders, but I'll tell you, we're not going to just stay away from him.
Good throw by Aikman. Emmitt Smith gets the carry. Smith bounces down to about the 16. Merton Hanks to make the stop.
Well, you know, Emmitt Smith on his first 6 carries, he had none yards. And then on these last couple, he's starting to pick up a few.
Well, as they say, there's no need to hold back to anything now.
No, and you know, and what a great momentum changer a big play is. I mean, the 49ers had everything going their way until Troy Aikman threw that up into double coverage to Michael Irvin.
Which Irvin just split 2nd and 4 at the San Francisco 16. 2 tight ends. Johnston in motion. Emmitt Smith again. It's Smith. First down, Dallas. Or very close to it. It's a first.
You see how he got right in there between Nate Newton and Mark Tuinei? That's a place, if you want where you're going to get some movement, you go to that side. Here's Newton, here's Mark Tuinei, and you're going to get some kind of push. If you get in here and just kind of get behind that, you're going to find a soft spot, and you're going to get some positive yardage. Watch him as they fire out. They have the lead block. You see, and then he just favors right at the end. He just favors Tuinei. But that combination of Newton, Tuinei, and Darrell Johnston leading will get you a lot of first downs.
They brought out and measured, but it's the first down, Dallas. At the San Francisco 12-yard line. Merton Hanks just turned around and asked the crowd to get back involved. The Cowboys have quieted them down a bit.
This is where they like to go to either Irvin or Harper on that short post.
That's Johnston on the move again. Irvin split wide left. He can't get out, and Aikman just threw it away.
And that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to go on that short post, and Deion Sanders just took it away. Michael Irvin is arguing with the official that Deion held him. Here he is here. He's just going to try and get to that inside. Deion is going to jump in and take it away. Michael Irvin says, oh, boy, did Deion clamp on him. He did clamp on there. That's why he took it away.
Yeah.
That's who he was trying to throw to. We know Deion Sanders is fast. Maybe the fastest guy in the NFL. But the way those 2 hands came up there, he may also be the quickest guy.
2nd down. Aikman fakes. Now Aikman is out running. Faking, throwing. Touchdown. Irvin, let's see. They're still arguing. Out of bounds, I believe he called now.
You see, there's Michael Irvin right there, and he knows that he has to stay in bounds. The ball is thrown out of bounds, and he has one foot on the line, and the other foot's out anyway.
This is close.
But look how controlled he is, but the ball's not there yet. And by the time the ball got there, that left foot was on the line anyway.
That's a good call.
But did Troy Aikman has zipped that ball, and did Michael Irvin show control by just sitting there?
3rd and 10. Time for the great ones to stand forward. A timeout. Dallas. Candlestick Park. 3rd and 10 Dallas at the San Francisco 12. The 49ers leading 21-7. Second quarter. 3rd and 10. Aikman gives on a draw play.
Well, I don't know where that call came from. That was a give-up call.
I don't know.
3rd and 10. There's no way they're going to pick up 10 yards. You know, down 21-7, and maybe they felt that the coverage was so good down here. I'm surprised at Ernie Zampese with that call. I think you just chunk one into the end zone. You know, go for the 7. If that doesn't work, then settle for a field goal. But there was no way that they were going to make 10 yards on a draw play to Emmitt Smith.
Chris Bonio from 27 yards away with Jay Novacek holding. Bonio's kick is wide left. No good.
That was a terrible Cowboys series.
21-7. The score remains with 10:19 left in the second. Back at Candlestick Park, the NFC Championship game. Howie Long and a man, Matt Millen.
Yep, there's two old Raiders. Two old Raiders. Howie Long, in fact, he was one of the last. He was an Oakland Raider, Howie Long was. Matt Millen was an Oakland Raider and LA Raider. Two great players, two great guys. And they fill up the screen. Look, I mean, from here, the whole box, they just we just flew them out of there when they started making the box. Just made them disappear.
Matt's got on your jacket.
Yeah, I know it did. He stole the jacket off my bus. And I'll guarantee it won't be back either.
Ricky Waters tackled after a yard. All right, JB. Surprise to almost everybody. San Diego beating Pittsburgh. Here's Young back to throw. Going deep. Rice.
Oh, the official, they talked him
into it.
Yeah, that was a late one. That one didn't come and didn't come and didn't come, and finally they threw it out of there.
Larry Brown was covering Rice.
And the 49ers, if they were going to pick a guy they were going to work on deep, it was going to be Larry Brown. But that official didn't pull that one out right away.
Interference. Defense number 24. First down.
Well, let's look.
And then here's Larry Brown here. You see him out there on Jerry Rice. He gets a little bump there. Rice is looking for the ball. He had that left arm in there, but I think you have to let him do that. If you don't let a guy have a little bump or a little contact, they cannot play football. You saw what Deion Sanders did on Michael Irvin. You have to let defensive backs have a little contact to play.
The 49ers dig out of a hole. 1st and 10 at the Dallas 45. Young will throw it again, going for more. Incomplete, intended for John Taylor.
Boy, are they working on Charles Haley over there. Steve Wallace is really fired up. You're going to see Steve Wallace here. Here's Charles Haley. Charles Haley has been quiet today. Wallace is going to get some help. You see, they come and they try and cut him. Then Jesse Sapolo comes out on him. Someone may rush Steve Young today, but the 49ers are saying it's not going to be number 94.
The ex-49er, Charles Haley, looking for his 5th Super Bowl ring. Steve Wallace's wife gave birth last night. Congratulations to him and to her. This is Ricky Waters. Into the muddy spot and past the markers.
Well, did Ricky Waters get into that hole quickly? Charles Haley, watch Haley. He's going to come, boom, he's going to come flying down here. And if Ricky Waters doesn't get to that hole quickly and get through it, look at that. I mean, he beat Haley by a step in there. That's why a running back, you have to get into, through, and hold, through the hole quickly, or that guy from the outside who's flattening down is going to catch you.
And they doubled Leon Lett right out of the hole.
Yeah, and in this mud, if you don't have real long cleats on, boy, that can be like you're on ice.
And they're right in a muddy spot right here. This is Waters. Stopped by Robert Jones. Maybe a yard.
This is the thing, you know, all the players are wearing longer cleats in this game. The longest cleat that they have is 3/4 inch.
Right.
Remember, they used to have 1-inch cleats. Cowboys were trying to get some 1-inch cleats yesterday. In fact, their owner, Jerry Jones, was calling all over, and they couldn't find any.
This is a really muddy spot where they are right now.
Oh,
They're revolving or rotating 7 footballs in an effort to keep the ball in shape.
And our reporter down in the field, Matt Millen, told us that there's 7 balls being rotated and that they're keeping them dry.
Young fakes, gets around Haley. Young cut down by Brown.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, that's where they hurt him before. But see, now Haley is up here and he's going to come. Young is going to bootleg around him, but they're giving someone else the responsibility to come up outside. You see Haley coming here, right there. See, he's the outside guy. In fact, it was Leon Lett was the outside guy. And then they get outside of him, but either a defensive back or linebacker is going to get up there.
The linebacker who came up fell down.
That'll happen.
Yep, in this part of the field or anywhere on the field. Third down and 3.
I think you want to get, in fact, Steve Young's taking a timeout now. I think you want to get the ball out of there quickly by throwing it to the wide receivers.
3rd and 3 on the Dallas 27. Young on the quarterback draw, fires.
Oh, that was dangerous.
Whoa.
That was an option quarterback draw. Try and change your mind and throw a pass. Whoop. I don't know where that one came from.
He might have been over the line of scrimmage. In fact, look at the Cowboy coaching staff on the other side of the field.
I think he was going to run the draw here. Then he got up there and he saw that they read the draw, and so he just threw it out there to Brent Jones. There's a line of scrimmage there. Let's see if he's up. I think he's about right at the line of scrimmage when he threw that one.
When he let it go.
Yeah, but that was just changing your mind. That was going to that was going to be a draw play all the way.
4th and 3. And again, no running backs for Young. This time he gets it to Brent Jones, and they get a first down.
You not only have the 2 best teams in football, but you got most of the best players in football, or a big part of the best players in football.
2 of them involved in that last completion. Young to Jones. Hand off to Ricky Waters.
Yeah, you're going to look at this first half, though, and you know about those 3 turnovers, and that turned into 21 points. But I still say if there's any turning point or anything that was bad in that first half, it was that last time the Cowboys had that ball. When they get 3rd and 10 and run a draw to Emmitt Smith and then go miss a field goal, I go, wow, that's bad football.
At the 12-yard line.
Yeah. That is not championship football. And that's where they put the old balls, and here's the new footballs. So these are the ones they haven't used yet but are ready. And this guy holds them. And he has the towels, and they're doing a good job of keeping the footballs dry.
Here's Young throwing high in the direction of Jerry Rice. Now that guy does what? Yeah.
And see what they do is they throw it no one in, and then they give that guy a new one. And then as long as those towels are dry, he can wipe them off. But if sometimes, you know, if it's really raining, those towels get wet, and then the guys get stuck on them, and then they just keep drying the ball off the wet towel.
3rd and 8. San Francisco leading Dallas 21-7. Waters behind Young. Steve Young fires up the middle. Almost a touchdown to Jerry Rice. He had it and lost it. Young was a little high, but Rice normally.
Well, this is what you have to do. I mean, it gets 3rd down, then you throw it to your best receiver in the end zone. Here's Jerry Rice. He's running a slant. Again, that's double coverage. He runs right by Brock Marion, number 31, who was supposed to help, and it ends up the closest guy is Kevin Smith. But I think that's the way you're supposed to play football. I mean, you go down there, boom, you get it, you try and get it to your best receiver. If it doesn't work, then you tried your best.
You give him a chance. This is Doug Bryant from 34 yards out, trying for a field goal, and he hits it. And the 49ers move ahead 24-7 with 5:54 left in the second quarter. Kevin Williams and Brock Marion back deep for Dallas. Doug Bryant for the 5th time will kick off. And a low bouncing kick. Kevin Williams outside to about the 36. 1st and 10 at their own 37. Novacek is the man in motion, and Aikman goes back to throw. Gets it outside to Emmitt Smith, and Emmitt gets across the 40-yard line. Stopped by Gary Plummer.
We were talking to Troy Aikman last night. We asked him about last year's championship game and the day before and how he felt the day before. He said he doesn't even remember the day before. Remember last year's championship? Yeah. He got knocked out, didn't remember the championship game, played the next week in the Super Bowl, didn't remember the Super Bowl game. And he said that he couldn't remember what happened the day before the championship game.
2nd down. Aikman a throw. Pass caught by Jade Novacek as they move across midfield. Here's what a result of a hit to the head that caused Aikman that condition you were talking about. Watch Dennis Brown's knee.
Yeah, number 96 right there. The right knee and the helmet. He went out of that game. Bernie Kosar finished the game.
Yeah.
He played the next week in the Super Bowl and said he didn't remember that. But he didn't even remember what happened before that happened to him.
That's
Boy,
scary.
those are scary things.
Yeah.
They really are.
He gives to Emmitt Smith. Smith across the 49-40, stopped by Rhett Hall at about the San Francisco 39. Lee Woodall.
Yeah, you have the feeling that the Cowboy offensive line is getting control of this 49er defense now, and that Emmitt Smith is getting a little more confidence in that torn hamstring.
Clock running down to 4 minutes now. 24-7, 2nd and 5. Aikman fake to Smith, rolls right, throws back to Novacek, a tight end screen, and Novacek stays on his feet, still on his feet. Novacek fights down to the 19-yard line. Plummer and Norton down in the area.
You know, watch this. He starts off like he's going to block. You see, he comes down, then he kind of hides, then he's going to sneak across. The action, the bootleg went to that side. He sneaked across. The lineman sneaked out with him. How 360-pound guys sneak anywhere, I have no idea. But they did, and then he just kept running. Rhett Hall missed him. Deion Sanders missed him, and it turned into a pretty big play.
1st and 10 Dallas at the San Francisco 20. Aikman back to throw it. Batted down at the line of scrimmage, I believe, by Bryant Young.
Yeah, you talk about a guy who has made a pretty big impact on things. It's been this guy right here, Bryant Young, as a rookie. Starts on a stunt, you push, you push, you push, and then when you see the guy throw, you just get your hand up. He's working against Derek Kennard. He sees the ball going back, sees Aikman ready to throw it, and just gets that right hand up in that throwing lane and takes it away.
2nd and 10. They fake a reverse. They run a reverse. Kevin Williams almost broke away from a tackle by Tim Harris. If he had, he could have gotten in the end zone.
You're right. That was a big play by Tim Harris. I mean, that guy, the contained guy, has to. Here's Tim Harris here. The action starts this way, and then the reverse is going to come back. He has to play it. When they start away, you have to check and look for reverse. Watch Tim Harris here. He sees him go away, and then he just waits and waits and waits. And right there, he makes that play that could have saved the touchdown.
3rd down. And about 6. Here comes a blitz from San Francisco, but Aikman fires, caught by Irvin in front of Sanders, out of bounds at the 5.
That's one of the great matchups in football. 2 of the great players in football. Michael Irvin, one of the best receivers. Deion Sanders, the best cover corner, playing man-to-man tight coverage. It doesn't get any better than this. Michael used his hands, getting a little push. Troy Aikman, the minute that Michael Irvin made that cut, the ball was right there. A lot of it was Michael Irvin, a lot of it was the pass protection, and a big part of it was Troy Aikman. And they can't sneak anywhere either.
But they can be effective.
Very, very effective.
Cowboys going a quick count. Emmitt Smith is going to get in the end zone. The 49er defense was unsettled. They were still shifting around when Emmitt took it in.
Like you said, that was a good play there in that situation. Makes you think back to the last time they were running down there and they ran that draw. But watch how they catch them switching. Watch the 49er defense. You see they're moving back and forth, adjusting, and then they go on that quick count. The 49ers weren't ready for any kind of play, and the Cowboys did some good running and some good blocking.
What a good lead by Daryl Johnston to take out Deion Sanders. He just rode him backwards.
Just put him right on his back. The first thing that hit the ground, I think, was the back of the 2 and the back of a 1.
Bonio for the extra point is good, and it's 24-14. San Francisco by 10 as they hook up Emmitt again.
Well, and it seems to be working. He told us last night that he was going to play a smarter game, and he was going to stay more in control and try and get through the whole game. And I thought after we finished talking to him, I thought, yeah, I had to feel he's going to play this whole game. And then how about the plays that Michael Irvin made, that one up for the touchdown? That kind of got him all started. And then that out that he ran man-to-man on Deion Sanders. And that heck of a catch on that sideline.
And then that block, that lead block on the touchdown by Daryl Johnston. That too on Deion Sanders.
And so they're going after. I mean, just watch Daryl Johnston here. There's Nate Newton, and here comes Daryl Johnston right there. He just, right there it is, right there. He just takes him right back out of the picture, knocks him right off the picture. He was in the picture, and boom, he hit him, and then he knocked him right off the picture.
Bonio looking for a dry spot to kick off. Dexter Carter back deep for San Francisco. 49ers unsettled on that touchdown by Smith. Now he's got the T sideways.
That's what that quick count was good for. I mean, they were moving and shifting, and then they also had a quick count going against them and some pretty good blocking.
Of course, the danger of a soccer-style kicker in a situation like this is you have to plant that left foot, and he can slip down in that mud. He gets it off. Good kick. Dexter Carter retreats all the way to the 1, and he's got an alley. Carter tripped up at the 35. Young fires up midfield to Brent Jones, and he gets the 49er first down to the 49. Stopped by Robert Jones.
Yeah, that was Nate. He was in the kitchen there making those stubs, and that's what, remember, Troy Aikman brought us one of those things.
They are good. Young back quickly, has time, throws out of bounds in the direction of Jerry Rice, incomplete. Covered by Kevin Smith.
Yeah, one of the things about both these teams is that they're not that running game, defense, ball control. When the Cowboys and the 49ers play, it's going to be a shootout. And that's why, again, that play, when without beating it to death, when they ran that 3rd down draw and then missed a kick, that kind of surprised me because that's unlike the Cowboys and unlike the 49ers. But this, what we're seeing right here, is like the 49ers and Cowboys. Open it up.
2nd and 10. The 49ers not trying to run out any clock. Young goes back to throw. Wide open is Ricky Waters, and he just dropped it. Nobody even close. Ricky Waters just left it on the ground.
I'll tell you one thing, the pass rushers in this game have been having a difficult time. So you can say it's the field for the pass rushers, or you can say that it's the offensive lines are having a good game. But watch the offensive line here, just picking up the stunts. Haley starts to the outside. Steve Wallace is staying with him. Jesse just puts his guy to the outside, gives Steve Young a good lane.
3rd and 10, 3 wide receivers. Nate Singleton in the game for San Francisco. Again, Young has time and wheels it out of bounds. Incomplete. High over the head of Brent Jones, but again, his protection was reasonably good.
Yeah, and he needed some help that time because Charlie Haley's going to be here. He's going to take an inside move here. In fact, when Wallace comes, Haley runs right over him. But what they do is they're going to bring their center to the side of Charles Haley. You see Bart Oates comes to that side. You see that? So you get 2 on Haley. Haley runs over one, and then you get your center to take the outside guy. So you end up 3 on 2.
Dallas has nobody deep. They're going to come after this one. Wilmsmeyer back to punt. Standing sideways. Got it out of there in a hurry. Nobody deep for the Cowboys. The ball's going to drop dead right there. 49ers down it at the Dallas 16.
That's one thing. When football hits mud, it'll become dead.
1 minute and 2 seconds left as Aikman goes back to throw it. He was hit just as he let it go. It's almost picked off by the 49ers' Toy Cook. He had a clear track down the sideline if he did.
That looked like it was the last shot out of the Roman candle. I mean, that ball just came flopping up in the air, and it was a jump ball for anyone. But you see what happens. Just as he was throwing that ball, it looked like his arm got deflected, and then he went sideways. You know, like a pitcher throws a curveball.
Yep.
And it came out of there like a curveball that got away from a wild left-hander.
That went behind the batter. Here's Aikman again. This time the rush again comes, and again he throws it away. Aikman is hit down, gets slowly to his feet. Bryant Young on him again.
Well, we were just talking about how it was, and then Bryant Young. Here's Bryant Young right here, number 97. See, he starts a little stunt. He starts to the inside, then he works to the outside, but it was pretty good coverage. Aikman had to hold that ball a little longer than he wanted to. And then he was just trying to throw it away. I mean, that was about his 4th read. He had a 1, 2, 3 read, and 4 was throw it out of bounds.
3 wide receivers for the Cowboys. Harper is left, covered by Sanders. A pump fake. Aikman goes over the head of Michael Irvin, and they'll have to punt it. 42 seconds left in the first half.
I was going to say that surprises me a little there that they didn't run that one because the 49ers are now going to get the ball back.
And get it back in pretty good shape.
And Steve Young is going to go for it again. You know, like I said, Ernie Zampese, he's opening that thing up now, the offensive coordinator of the Cowboys. And you know, Mike Shanahan, the offensive coordinator of the 49ers, is going to.
John Jett back to punt it. Dexter Carter deep for San Francisco. Weak kick by Jett. Bounces back, and the Cowboys hit it. Rocket loose. The Cowboys touched it first, and so the 49ers will take over at about the Dallas 39-yard line with time left, 30 seconds and 2 timeouts. Steelers report. Chargers upsetting the Steelers. Here's Young. Gets on a trap to Floyd. Jeffcoat wrestles him to the ground. 49ers have 2 timeouts left. Yeah, they just took one of them.
Right, and all they need is a pass completion or 2, and they're in position for a pretty good field goal. In fact, right here would be about a 52-yarder if they had to kick it here, and that'd be tough because it's on a tough field. But that's what they're talking about now, is all they need is a first down to get another field goal here. They have really done an excellent job with this field because, you know, with all that rain, they played here last week, that it had to be bad. This has to be a bad field, but I think within the context of this has to be a bad field, I think it's pretty darn good.
Of course, they had a playoff game against the Bears last week, and it was wet then, so they cut it up pretty good. 2nd and 6. And Young is back to throw. William Floyd, he goes about 240. Got that first down.
Steve Young had to use that timeout. He couldn't get his team up there. He was trying to save that last timeout.
They have no more.
Yep, he had to use it. He was trying to get it and save it, but he couldn't get the team up there. So now what he has to do, now he has to throw the ball in the end zone or to the sidelines, because I don't think you'll have the time to take a chance, you know, of a ball being caught and get up there and get your field goal team out there.
13 seconds left. Brian getting ready. His long has been 48 yards. This would be shorter than that.
The Cowboys have
field.
given the 49ers every opportunity in this first half, from some of the plays they called to the 3 turnovers, and to only be down 24-14. I think that they can take some confidence into the locker room on that.
Well, they've been able to move the ball when they had the patience to do that and didn't turn it over. 2 tight ends. Young goes back to throw, going deep for Jerry Rice, covered by Brown. Touchdown. Touchdown. Young to Rice.
If the Cowboys didn't run it out when they had it, they didn't put anyone back on the punt. You thought they were going to run it out. They didn't. They gave the 49ers an opportunity. They had a bad punt, and when you give the 49ers an opportunity, they're going to go after you. Here's Larry Brown. The 49ers said he's the guy that we're going to work on deep, and if you're going to work on him deep, work on him with Jerry Rice. A little out and a little up and a perfect pass. Who can they go for you?
He just went right by him.
Yep. And Jerry Rice on Larry Brown is no matchup. The Cowboys don't have a chance on that one.
Brian for the extra point, which is good, and it's 31-14.
And the 49ers have been living with that thing, and Steve Young has had that but on his back for a long time. You know, where they say, well, Steve Young, you know, he hasn't been to a Super Bowl yet. He can't win the big one. And you can just see when you do something like that, that all those things start to just fall off your back.
Yep.
And having a guy like Jerry Rice helps too.
They used 5 seconds. They snapped the ball with 13. Now they're 8. 45 points scored in the first half.
Yeah, we were talking about that just before it happened, that the 49ers don't have that play in their playbook, that kneel down play at the halftime.
I don't know what that means.
Nope, and they're going to go for it. And then maybe because they had to use that last time out, they had to throw the ball to the end zone, so that made them throw the ball to Jerry Rice. And someone says, smile, George, smile.
Well, they had to throw it in the end zone.
Yeah, he had to throw it in the end zone, which became a negative thing for the Cowboys because they threw it to Jerry Rice on Larry Brown. And now the 49ers at this point can just take over this game, and the Cowboys have to go in thinking, holy moly, what just hit us there at the end?
And they should have really never had an opportunity to do that.
Now, once, you know, on that punt return, when they didn't put anything back, I thought that was a decision. Let's just go in at halftime the way we are.
And San Francisco will get the second half kickoff.
That's what Michael Irvin, I think I mean, that whole Cowboy sideline is upset with that.
Ball blew off the tee as Brian approached it. And the whistle's blowing. They'll do it again. There goes William Floyd, headed for the locker room for San Francisco a little early.
Yeah, you know, we talked about rookies that have helped this 49er team. We know about the veterans. We talked about Bryant Young. And on the offensive side, this guy right here, William Floyd, has really been a big addition to this 49er team.
They bounce a kick down to Kevin Williams, and he gets out to about the 46-yard line. And the clock shows 3 seconds remaining. And a little bit of a shoving match starts to break out again. Matt Vanderbeek in the middle of things. Here's William Floyd headed for the locker room.
How about Michael Irvin, how upset he was. And I think that's saying, he probably felt that, that the 49ers had the momentum, and then the Cowboys, I thought, got the momentum back, and then the 49ers got it back from them again.
Michael Irvin back into the huddle with 3 seconds to go. Now you got to take a shot at the end zone. Certainly. Or do you just run it out?
No, I think you just throw one of those things up, because the half can't end on a penalty, so you hope for a completion or a defensive penalty.
Aikman's going to try it. He just goes deep to Harper and lets him jump. Incomplete. Maybe intercepted. It was intercepted by the 49ers, but that's academic. Aikman took a pretty good shot.
Yeah, he did take a good shot. Watch Troy Aikman. He steps up, and just as he throws that, Tim Harris hit him, and I think he took more of a shot when he hit the ground and wobbled a little.
That's the end of the first half with the score: San Francisco 31, Dallas 14. If you have Jerry Rice, and if you know they got to take a shot at the end zone, why don't you double him?
Yeah, I would do something to him. I mean, I wouldn't leave a Larry Brown out there on him all by himself.
Bonio to kick off to start the second half. Dexter Carter. Fumble. Ball loose. Dallas has it. It was a short kick by Bonio. Adam Walker fielded it and lost it. And Dallas has it. Dave Thomas made the recovery.
As you say, the short kick, he never did get it under control, and it just bounced right off his chest. And then Adam Walker, and then when he went to pick it up, he got hit just as he went to pick it up, and the ball bounced out of there. And I'm sure that Joe Avizano, the special teams coach of the Cowboys, I'm sure that's what they talked about, that we need a big play. We got to change this thing. We had the momentum, then they took it away from us again, and we got to go get it back.
They get a break. Dallas first down. Emmitt Smith just gets a couple. Dana Stubblefield and Bryant Young converge. Those two are really the foundation now and the foundation in the future of this San Francisco defense.
It's interesting. They paid a lot of money. They brought in a Ken Norton. They brought in a Ricky Jackson. They brought in Richard Dent, who, by the way, isn't even active today. They brought in Deion Sanders and all those guys. Deion Sanders has been real big. But maybe the most dominant player for him has been the rookie Bryant Young as a defensive tackle.
Alvin Harper split out to the left, and Aikman back to throw it. Gets it to Irvin. And Irvin leans back for enough for a first down for Dallas. Aikman was hit again after he let it go.
Yeah, but he had pretty good time, though. I mean, I think that now his offensive line has given him pretty good protection. I mean, that right side's having a little problem. You see, he had time. He looked right. He came back left, and he really didn't get hit until that ball was out of there. In fact, that was Bryant Young that hit him, and that was pretty close to a late hit. 1st and 10
at the 15. Michael Irvin out and holding his wrist.
That was the same wrist that he hurt last week.
Emmitt Smith hit right at the goal, right at the line of scrimmage after maybe he got a yard and knocked backwards. And again, let's send you down to Matt Millen.
Yeah, thanks, Pat. I talked to Ernie Zampini, the offensive coordinator of the Cowboys, as he was coming out at halftime. I said, any adjustments you have to make? He says, yeah, two. We can't turn the ball over, and we have to get some of our own. And so far, the plan's working. Pat?
Thanks, Matt. They got one. As Adam Walker fumbled that second half kickoff. Dallas has its 2nd and 10 at the 15. They've got to throw it. Aikman wheels it out to Harper. To Irvin, I beg your pardon, knocked down by Deion Sanders.
And Deion Sanders won that battle. That was the same one earlier. Remember in the first half, we got this thing going here, and it's going to come out here and be an out. Tight man-to-man coverage. Michael Irvin in the first half caught that one. You see him get his right hand up there and push it off. Dion played that perfectly. Rode with him and then just stuck that left hand in there and got it. He even played the push-off.
That's good coverage.
Michael Irvin pushed him off. He played it and reacted back from it.
3 wide receivers. The 49ers showing blitz. Aikman rush, gets it off to the 10, and a flag on the play.
And I think that one is going to be roughing the passer there. I think they came close earlier with Bryant Young. I think they're going to call that one.
Ken Norton in a shouting match with Emmitt Smith. They came close, you're right.
Yeah, they came close earlier, hitting Troy Aikman, I think, after he threw the ball. And I think that they may have called this last one.
Ricky Jackson doesn't like whatever the call is, so.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 57. A blow to the head. A blow to the head. First down.
You're going to see, here's Ricky Jackson up here, number 57, working on Larry Allen. Now, Troy Aikman throws the ball, but it wasn't the late hit that they call. It's a blow to the head. Watch number 57, Ricky Jackson, take a swing with the right hand right there. You see him, and he just hit Troy Aikman right in the head.
First and goal, Dallas at the 5. Ricky Jackson playing this game, as John Madden said, for an awful lot of money.
$838,000.
Emmitt Smith gets to the 1.
Emmitt Smith's letting it all hang out. I mean, you know, he was talking about control running, and control running doesn't include jumping and then landing on your feet and have to push off again. I think Emmitt Smith says, you know, throw that hamstring out. Let's not worry about that. Let's just go get it. Because on that run, he did.
Well, a great runner like Smith does so much by instinct. When you have to stop and think about what you're doing, you're not the same runner.
Yeah, and he's a tough guy. I mean, you never question that.
Stone has replaced Allen in the offensive line. Emmitt Smith, touchdown, Dallas.
Well, it just shows you it's amazing what turnovers do. We saw the 49ers get the turnovers, boom, 3 touchdowns, 21 points. The second half, the Cowboys come out, they get that turnoff, boom, 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 right down there, and Emmitt Smith takes it in.
2 touchdowns, not a lot of yardage for Emmitt. Not up to his standards.
He's a warrior. I'll take him on my team anytime. Anytime.
Chris Boniol for the extra point. Novacek's the holder. The extra point is good. The NFC Championship game at Candlestick Park. Pat Summerall with John Madden. 31-21. San Francisco leads by 10. The 49ers got up in a hurry, 21-0. Dallas got a turnover on the opening kickoff of the second half by Boniol, who's still looking for a dry spot. 28 of the 52 points in this contest have come as a result of turnovers.
Well, you know, that was what Matt Miller was talking about. Ernie Zampese says is we have to stop giving them and start getting them, and that's so true. I mean, these teams are so evenly matched that it's going to boil down to turnovers. Getting or given.
Boniol approaches and kicks. A good deep kick to Dexter Carter at the 7. Carter stepped away from one tackler, and down he goes at the 30. James Washington.
Pat, let's watch this. Here's Mark Tuinei. Here's Bryant Young. Here's Ken Norton. Now, this is what you call a goal line block. When you have a tackle fire out, knock the guy off the line and into the other guy. I mean, watch Tuinei. He's going to fire into his guy right here, get Bryant Young going backwards, knock Bryant Young right into Ken Norton, and knock Ken Norton down. Now, that's how you get touchdown. When your left tackle can flatten, pancake 2 guys, you're going to get 6.
Here's Young. Gets it to Floyd. And Floyd gets about 4. The turnovers, 4 by Dallas, 1 by San Francisco, and the result.
Yeah, and that 4th turnover, I think that the 49ers had was that last play at the half. So they didn't.
Right.
Then the 49ers didn't have a chance to make any points out of that. But that was a goal line block by old Mark Tuinei. That's why he's going to the Pro Bowl.
2nd and 5. Waters and Floyd behind Young. They give to Ricky Waters. Waters breaks out of the Dallas defense, still on his feet. San Francisco, first down, hard running by Ricky Waters.
They had a good block by Jesse Sapolo, too. Watch this. Here's Waters right here. Here's Jesse Sapolo. He's going to come through here. Waters, you get right in behind your guard, and he hits the hole right after Jesse opens it up. You see 61 come, and boom, he gets the block right there. And then when he blocks Robert Jones, Ricky Waters runs right off Jesse Sapolo's block.
First down, San Francisco. Young. Floyd stood up by Chad Hennings.
Well, this is good hitting weather, too, and there's some good hitting going on down there.
Godfrey Miles, who replaced Dixon Edwards. Edwards out earlier with a dislocated shoulder.
You know what makes good hitting weather is when the rain hits the ground and becomes mud. You know, and then everyone's kind of slopping around down there and grunting and groaning, and you know, you get mud and stuff flying and gang tackles and scrums and quagmires.
Well, it's happened. Here's Steve Young with plenty of time. And open, John Taylor. And they move into Dallas territory. 49ers look unstoppable when they put it in the air.
Yeah, and especially when they throw over here. You know, this is the area that they want to work. They said that they were going to work Larry Brown, and that's what they do. And Larry Brown is so worried about that deep pattern that when you're running out, Larry Brown's covering the up. When you're running up, he's covering the out. They got him playing sideways now.
1st and 10, San Francisco at the Dallas 38. 31-21 the score. Waters and Floyd behind Steve Young. Over the head of Ricky Waters.
I'll tell you one thing, that left side of the 49er offensive line, Jesse Sapolo, we just showed on a run block, and Steve Wallace have been doing an excellent job. It's the first time they've played, they've had trouble, but right here I'm talking about this side here against this group. Here's the best pass rushers of that Cowboy defense. And that left side has been doing a pretty good job. You see Jesse there, you see Steve Wallace there. They got pretty close to Steve Young that time, but basically they've been doing a good job.
They made him throw high. Somebody moved. I think it was Jesse Sapolo who moved before the snap.
Yep, it always shows. I mean, those guys don't get pointed out a lot, then you point them out, and then bad stuff happens to them.
Offense prior to the snap, number 61, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Brings up a 2nd and 15, two-time Pro Bowl selection, Jesse Sapolo.
Yeah, Jesse's thinking, geez, I made that block that sprung Ricky Waters, and I got pushed a little by Leon Lett in pass protection, and maybe because Leon Lett pushed me a little, I jumped offside.
Steve Young chased out of the pocket finally by Dallas, and he's going to take off and runs out of bounds after he picked up about 5. Darren Smith in pursuit.
Yeah, that's the thing that they said. If Steve Young is going to run, they're going to treat him like a running back. But if you're going to treat him like a running back and hit him hard, you got to catch him first.
And you got to hit him in bounds.
Right, and Steve Young is so fast and so quick and such a good athlete, it's hard to really get to him. I mean, there's a lot of times you'd like to do something to someone you can't get to him. That's the way Steve Young is.
3rd and 10. They're 1 out of 6 on 3rd down conversion. Someone moved. Haley jumped into the backfield. I think it's somebody on the 49ers offensive line.
You see what Steve Young did? He just gave him that gave up thing. He told Haley. He looked up and saw Charles Haley coming.
Defense unabated towards the quarterback, 5 yards. Repeat the down, 3rd down.
Called against Haley.
Yeah, and I think the key word is being unabated. But watch Steve Young, and when he sees unabated, boom, you just go right down. Unabated means take a knee right now and you don't call anything.
And you don't get hit by Haley.
Yeah, here's number 94, and this is what an unabated is. I mean, he just went unabated.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go baited, sometimes you go unabated.
That's a good word. Here's Steve Young with time. Gets it to Brent Jones, and the 49ers will move the sticks. Darren Woodson made the stop. He has so many people to throw the ball to.
And the thing that he does is he throws it to all of them. Here's Brent Jones. He's just going to come and find a hole in the middle in the zone. See, he had Bill Bates on him. Then once he felt Bates on his outside shoulder, he just moved to the inside. He read the coverage. Steve Young read the same thing Brent Jones read.
Total yards are pretty even. The turnovers are not even. Waters. Ricky Waters inside the 10, out of bounds at about the 6. Pushed out of bounds by Kevin Smith.
49ers have always been that kind of team from the days of Bill Walsh, where they start out passing, and then they set up the run. Most teams, they start off the running game to set up the pass. The 49ers have always been one of those teams that give you a heavier dose of running in the second half than they do in the first half.
7:34 and the clock running. First and goal at the 6. Waters is split out this time. Here's where Steve Young becomes so dangerous. The handoff is to Floyd. He got a couple, but that's all. Chad Hennings made the stop along with Godfrey Miles.
James Washington was trying to talk to William Floyd. I don't think that does any good. I think William Floyd's a pretty tough guy.
Yes, he is.
I don't think that there's going to be any kind of talk or anything that's going to intimidate him.
Floyd checked out. Second and goal from the 3 now.
Well, I think he's a guy we may take on our team. I kind of like to pack that guy around too.
Floyd?
Yeah.
Young is alone. Here's that quarterback draw set up. And Young gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Steve Young.
Oh boy, I think that monkey just left that left shoulder. I think he threw it off right there with that touchdown. He had a draw, and there was no draw there. He had to run. And then he had to run like a running back on that one. You expect to think when he stops back and he gets here, he expects these guys to fly out, and he expects this to happen and have a big hole there. But he's not going to find any of that. See, he starts the motion, but they stun into it. So there's no place for a draw in that middle, and he has to run like a halfback to get to the corner. Then when he gets to the corner, he has to run like a fullback to get in the end zone.
And he got it in, and Brian adds the extra point, and it's San Francisco 38, Dallas 21. Here's Young's touchdown again. Jones with a pop, Washington and Hennings, but Young still gets in. Haven't you been spoken for, John?
Yeah.
You fucks.
Now there is someone that is really desperate to get on television.
Brian to kick off.
I want someone to fly. I want to get on television. I'll tell you a way to do it. Holy.
This is Brock Marion returning the kick. He's cut down at about the 27-28 yard line by Ed McCaffrey. Dallas ball at their own 26. Yeah, you get turnovers, then you got to do something with them. And they have. And here's Aikman back to throw it to the ground. Will play San Diego in the Super Bowl. Flag on the play. Pass complete to Novacek, who gets about 8. Michael Irvin might have left too soon. (38-21) with San Francisco leading Dallas. Dick Hantack, the referee.
Ball start. Offense number 88, simulating the start of a play. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. Second down.
Simulating the start of the play means he was offside.
Or he just moved up or something. Sometimes here's Michael Irvin right here, and whatever he does, yeah, he just left early.
Yeah. That may be simulating or whatever. Second and 15.
What was that Haley did?
Irvin. Pass complete, and that'll get a Dallas first down. Kevin Williams made the grab. Toy Cook, the cover man.
Yeah, one thing, this group here, if you're going to take care of the 49ers, you have to take care of these two guys, and the center, Mark Stepnoski, and the two guards have to do a good job picking up stunts and everything. They picked up the stunt well, just played it, and they gave Troy Aikman a lane to throw that ball straight up the middle to Kevin Williams.
First down, Cowboys. Aikman again back to throw it. Not going to have, finally gets it out to Michael Irvin, who gets across midfield, gets into 49er territory, knocked out of bounds at the 40. Merton Hanks took him out of bounds.
And boy, did Troy Aikman hang in there. Michael Irvin was his fourth read. You're going to see him, and he's going to look three places before he finds Michael Irvin. And again, this is pretty good pass protection, because he's looking to the right there, then he pumps, then he goes back to the middle, looks back off to the right, looks in the middle again, is down on his knee almost, and throws that ball out here to Michael Irvin. This is a guy who won't say no, or die, or stop, or whatever you say when it's all over.
Another guy back in the Dallas offensive front is Larry Allen. He had been replaced by Ron Stone, but he's back now. Here's Aikman pumping and going deep. And Sanders intercepts for San Francisco. Michael Irvin takes him down at about the 2-yard line.
Deion's starting that dance down there, and they all get away from him and let him do a little dance. But he's been, earlier he started on Harper. Here's Deion right there. He's man-to-man on Michael Irvin. He squats a little bit. He is so fast that Irvin could get by him. He can catch up with him and pass him and get the interception.
So the 49ers take over. 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and San Francisco leads 38-21. That's Michael Irvin in a rather heated discussion.
He's arguing that Deion Sanders on that interception pushed off. You see Deion push there with that right arm? The ball's in the air. Michael Irvin became the defender, and Sanders was the offensive guy.
William Floyd lunges for about 3 yards and gets it out to about the 7, gets the 49ers a little room. Kevin Smith and Darren Woodson.
Yep, I think we were just talking about that. The All-Madden team, I think we will take him, bar none. Like he got that nickname, his agent said when he came out of the draft, his agent said, he's the best fullback in the draft, bar none. And when he walked into the camp, all the veterans were calling him bar none. And they still call him that, or just plain old bar.
And he's lived up to it. This is Ricky Waters with some room and taken down by Woodson, and the 49ers get a first down and more on the run by Waters. A big hole.
Now the 49ers have it all working today. They got their pass protection, they got their passing game going, they got their running game going now. Harris Barton coming there and making a great block. He picks off 2. You see him come in there, he picked off 2 linebackers, and that really gave Ricky Waters a seal to run in that 4-hole.
They ran that perfectly to the right spot. Here's Waters, hit by Russell Maryland.
You know, a guy that's playing a good game is Harris Barton. He kind of missed part of the season with that left torn tricep, but he's playing against Tony Tolbert over there, and you haven't heard Tolbert's name today.
You haven't mentioned Harris till you just did.
Yeah, and some of that.
That's a good sign.
That's right. They don't want to be mentioned too much, but he's one of the good players in this game that could play tackle, guard, center, any offensive line position and play it better than most.
Second and 14, Young not waiting, going for more. Dumps it out to Floyd. Floyd taken down outside the 20 by Godfrey Miles. That'll bring up a third down.
Now there's a real competitor, 2 real competitors, Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith. over the years. Just think of how many games. You know, the Cowboys in the last 3 years have played more games than anyone in the history of the NFL. And I think at some point it's going to start to show. And I'm not making that as an excuse, but with the preseason, the fact that they've been in the Super Bowl, they've played in more games than anyone, so their bodies have really taken more of a beating than anyone else's.
Young is going to take off, and he's going to get close to a first down, and he's going to get more. Steve Young still going, slides at about the 48. And that's a clutch first down for San Francisco.
You see stuff was flying around there. I don't know how Wallace, but Steve Wallace's that shell of his helmet, boom, came flying off about the same time that Steve Young decided to take off. There was all kinds of stuff flying around their bodies, helmets, shells. Steve Young was right in the middle of it.
And Young scrambled for that first down. Let's go back and see if we can see again what happened. Well, perhaps not. Yes, we will.
Watch this up there, number 74, Steve Wallace. You see right there, I mean, part of his head just comes right off, and I think that's the thing that made Steve Young run. He saw something fly by him. It was a shell off of Steve Wallace's helmet.
The handoff is to Waters, and Waters again goes for good yardage. They're chewing up this Dallas defense now.
Yeah, they got him on their heels now. Ricky Waters is trying to get the crowd in it now, but the thing that did it is Steve Young did it with his passing and his running. Jerry Rice did it with some of those big plays, touchdown plays in the passing, and now the Cowboys aren't exactly sure what to do. So here's this play again. You see Wallace's shell, part of his helmet goes off. That is what Steve Young saw. So he said, here comes a hat. I better get my hat and get out of here.
Steve Young can make you miss. He just sort of leaned away from that one. Here's Waters. Waters leans down to the 40. And there's the shell.
He's having trouble keeping the top of his head on.
Steve Young wants it for a moment.
Yeah, he's gonna put it on. Let's see if he gets it on. There, good.
Got it backwards, doesn't he? Yeah.
Just put it on backwards.
Yeah.
See, a quarterback doesn't know how to do that. Takes another guy. Takes an offensive center that has a law degree and has passed the bar to do that.
Plus, he's used to looking upside down at things.
But this is the second time it happened. This is just Charles Haley's helmet hits him, and that just knocks it off.
On second down, Young again takes off, and Young is chased by Haley, and Haley makes a heck of a play.
Well, Haley was looking for that one all day. He said the last time they played that they ran that bootleg 5 times. But Charles Haley knew that he was going to get a heavy dose of that. In fact, after that game, Charles Haley called George Seifert the next day. I told him, he said, you used to get me in practice on that one, and you got me in the game on it.
And that's the end of the third quarter with the score, San Francisco 38, Dallas 21. Ralph Tam has replaced Derek Deese. 3rd and 6. Young chased, throws it incomplete. Ricky Waters was the intended receiver.
Did Leon Lett hit Steve Young just as he threw the ball? I know Leon Lett was the guy who was chasing him, and Steve Young ended up on the ground. Charles Haley went down, and then you're going to see Leon Lett. He's number 78 in the middle. Haley starts up to the outside. He goes down. Leon Lett jumps up. It looks like, no, it was Brock Marion that hit him on a safety blitz. The Cowboys were in a nickel defense.
Wilkes-Meyer to punt it. The direction of Kevin Williams, who makes a fair catch at the 10. So the Cowboys have 90 yards to go. Dallas ball at their own 10. It's the 49ers 38-21 over the Cowboys, the defending world champions. And the crowd looks shaky. That's Emmitt Smith. Outside the 20. Not quite enough for a first. Tripped up by Tim McDonald and Merton Hanks.
You know, one of the things with the Cowboys, Alvin Harper's always been a big play guy, one for the Cowboys, but especially in games against the 49ers, and he hasn't caught a pass today.
Not one.
And they haven't gone to him a lot. They haven't looked to him a lot. The I think the 49ers did a smart thing. I questioned that earlier, but when they put Deion Sanders on Harper, that kind of just took him right out of the game. And when they got him out of the game, then Deion can go wherever he wants. I mean, he's been on Michael Irvin, he's been intercepting passes, he's been doing all those things. Because if you look, he lined up 29 times on Harper, and they haven't thrown any to Harper, and of course he doesn't have any catches. 13 times have lined up on Michael Irvin. They threw to Michael Irvin 5 times against Deion Sanders. He has 2 catches, and of course Deion has a catch there too.
I'm with you. I thought it was a mistake to put Deion on Harper man-to-man in the beginning, but it turned out to be very effective.
Yeah, and it's taken Harper out of the games in more way than one. I mean, they've taken where they haven't thrown to him, but then they've also, the Cowboys have taken him out of the game a lot.
Irvin is split wide to the right, and Sanders comes with him. Novacek is the man in motion. It's Emmitt Smith. And Emmitt has a first down. Still running is Emmitt Smith, and a flag on the play. That's got to be a face mask.
I mean, he could still turn that power on. I mean, he has that left hamstring that bothers him, but he can still put that shoulder down, and just go out down and get that power going. 49ers are saying it's against Emmitt Smith.
They're saying holding. They're saying, I believe Emmett grabbed the face mask and held the man off with it.
Well, they used to call that a straight arm. I guess if you just push it out there, it's a straight arm. I guess if you hold on to it, it's a hold. To me, it just looked like a great run.
He had the first down and more.
They used to let him do that. Remember in the days of the straight arm, hit the other guy in the face or the helmet?
Illegal use of the hands. On number 22 of the offense, grasping the face mask. It was 10 yards. The result of the play leaves them beyond the yards to gain. It is a first down.
You see this right there. He gets the hand, the old straight arm, and he just leaves it right there. And then I guess the fact that he grabbed it and kept it going backward. I mean, Eric Davis is number 25. He holds on with everything he has. Emmitt Smith just takes that right hand up there and holds on to that face mask.
That'll give you an idea how strong he is. And this is Emmitt Smith again. And Emmitt takes it outside the 35. And you talk about doing a good job. We don't see it that much, but Bobby Ross and your friend Bobby Beathard, they've done a great job at San Diego.
Yeah, and their owner Alex Spanos and that whole group, we'd like to congratulate them on getting to the Super Bowl.
Michael Irvin takes the pass from Aikman in front of Eric Davis and comes close and does get another Dallas first down.
The thing is, the Cowboys can still move the ball, and they can move it methodically. They're not using all their weapons. And we talk about Alvin Harper has really been taken out of this game, and Emmitt Smith, they're starting to use him a little now, and Michael Irvin being their playmaker, but not as much throwing to Daryl Johnston or Jay Novacek.
Yeah, they've been very quiet. Here is Emmitt Smith, and the clock is still running. Daryl Johnston in a little shoving match with Gary Plummer. This is all taking time off the clock. And when you're down by 38-21, time becomes very important.
There's Ralph Tam. He's really missed the whole season, and he's just happy to get back for this game, and then hope that they have another one this week. This year.
Smith checks out as they go with 3 wide receivers. Aikman ducks under Ricky Jackson. Gets it to his fullback, Daryl Johnston, and Daryl Johnston's knocked out of bounds at the San Francisco 40 by Gary Plummer.
That was just Aikman's competition there. He knew he had a way, and you're going to see him. He's going to be here, and he's going to come out to the right. And then when he comes out, he has Daryl Johnston. You see Johnston in front of him? Now he just waits, and he lets the defense come to him, come to him, come to him. Then he just baits them all to come there. Then when they all take the bait, he just dumps it off to Daryl Johnston. That's only the second pass that Daryl Johnston has today.
First down, Dallas at the San Francisco 40. And the clock is running. And Aikman's back to throw it. Wheels it to Emmitt Smith, and he looked downfield too soon. Dropped it. That at least stopped the clock. Gary Plummer was right there had Smith made the catch.
Yeah, it was funny talking to Troy Aikman last night. I mean, not funny, but he said that this game today means more to him than any of the other games. And asked him why. He said he really wasn't sure, but he thinks the changes, the coaching change, and then everyone thought they were going to be down, and then everyone getting down on him, the injuries and all this thing. He says this is the biggest one that he's played in.
2nd and 10. Aikman has some time. Wheels it deep, incomplete. Intended for Alvin Harper, and it just wasn't there. That's the first one he's really thrown in that direction.
Well, he was waiting for some stuff to happen in the right and the middle that didn't happen. And again, that was his third receiver. He's been doing that a lot. The 49ers defense have done an excellent job of taking away his first and second receivers. But you see that? He was looking to the right. Then he had to come back with a pump. And then Alvin Harper deep was the third thing that he was going to throw to.
That was Dana Stubblefield that applied the pressure to Aikman. A big 3rd and 10. If Dallas has any hopes. Aikman. Erden to the 20. Boy, he's made some big plays.
And today he's kind of the only big play guy. And I think that's one of the problems the Cowboys are having is they usually distribute the ball. They usually move it around a lot more and have more big play guys. But today, if they're going to get one, it looks like they're going to have to get it with Troy Aikman throwing it to Michael Irvin.
Eric Davis made the tackle. He took one swipe at Irvin and then caught him when he came back again.
Been a long day for Eric Davis, but he's won his share.
That's Emmitt Smith. Headed outside, and he just saw him pull up then. That hamstring wouldn't let him go. And it's hurting.
Yep, I think he got it there. It was he tried to save that thing and play as long as he could. And then he saw again it was Eric Davis coming up. I think he tried to make a little move on him. You see there's Lee Woodall there, but watch when 25 shows up. You see, in fact, he did it before that. You saw him grab it before Eric Davis ever got up there. And there was Merton Hanks coming up there.
And there's a flag on the play. And no question about it.
Yep, it's before Hanks gets here.
Yeah.
But you know the thing is, it's his left hamstring.
Yeah, and he grabbed his right leg.
He grabbed his right leg.
Well, he had hamstring problems in the right leg earlier this year. It's been a tough, long year for Emmitt Smith. Here he is on December 19th at New Orleans. Left hamstring.
Yeah, that's when he got. I mean, that was the big one. And then last week it was just re-injuring that left hamstring.
Looked almost the same. And there goes Emmitt. Back at Candlestick Park, there was a personal foul called against Dallas.
There's an unnecessary roughness foul on the offense. Number 53, after the ball was out of bounds, continuing action foul. We penalized 15 yards, and the down counts as the play was over. 2nd down.
A continuing action foul. And so the down counts. They lost Emmitt Smith, and they got a penalty. That's a tough one.
And I think it was Mark I know the penalty was against Mark Stepnoski, but I think he was blocking against his old teammate Ken Norton.
2nd and 22. Blair Thomas has replaced Emmitt Smith. Aikman is down. It's Rhett Hall. And he just beat his blocker.
Yeah, because no one blocked him. Rhett Hall is going to be right here, and you see he just hits that hole and no one blocks him. He just hits that center guard gap. See, he starts over the center. Nate Newton goes out. Stepnoski didn't block. It was going to be a screen pass. Watch the center. Stepnoski is going to go to his left like it's going to be a screen. See him go out? Nate Newton also went out. but you got to block the guy in front of you before you go out.
3rd and 29. 3 wide receivers for the Cowboys. Aikman back to throw it. His protection broke down. He throws. Irvin. And Michael Irvin makes the catch and gets back to the original line of scrimmage or thereabouts. Eric Davis made the stop. Aikman under heavy pressure.
Did you see how Michael Irvin did that, though? I mean, he knew that there was going to be guys in there, that he was going to get hit, and he just comes under control and he waits. There were 3 guys around him. If he went inside anymore, there was going to be a real collision.
Yep.
Outside, there would have been a real collision, and he just stayed right there.
There's the pressure on Aikman.
Well, it's that same thing. Larry Allen is just having trouble with that ankle, and Ricky Jackson is getting around him.
And Michael Irvin has injured his wrist again. 4th quarter of the NFC Championship game. 9:22 left. The Dallas field goal unit's out on the field, and Chris Boniol will try with Jay Novacek holding from 36 yards away.
I think the Cowboys, half their offensive team was coming back on the field too. Now they're taking a timeout. They had their field goal team out there, and then half their offense was coming back on the field. I think they're trying to decide to go for it.
They're going to go for it now. They changed their mind, and they take a valuable timeout. The NFC Championship game. San Francisco 38, Dallas 21. The Cowboys had their field goal unit out on the field. They got to have 3 scores. Then they call them back, call the timeout. So that means they have 2 left.
Yeah, and being down 17, as you said, they needed 2 touchdowns and a field goal. I'm surprised they didn't take the field goal there.
Well, they had a kick from a muddy spot. Aikman has the time, and a miraculous catch made by Kevin Williams. That is one heck of a catch.
Well, we know that over the year, every time we talked to Troy Aikman, he kept saying that he was getting more and more confidence in Kevin Williams. I know at first he had a tough time finding him and seeing him because he's a slot receiver, and usually your slot receiver runs inside patterns. And Merton Hanks looked like he had perfect coverage. Watch Merton Hanks on him. He is right there with him. But like you said, Kevin Williams made a great catch.
That is a terrific catch. Blair Thomas is the running back. They fake to him, and Aikman throws the end zone. Mervin. Touchdown, Dallas.
I'll tell you, those guys are going down like champions. I mean, if you're going to beat them, you're going to have to whip them. I mean, Troy Aikman is doing everything that you have to do here. Barry Switzer decided not to take the field goal, go for it on 4th down. How about what Michael Irvin's doing? He's down here pushing off Eric Davis about 3 times, and then the pass by Troy Aikman, the touchdown.
And he just dragged his foot down in time to score. He just barely got it down. They're going to try for the, not for the 2, for the 1. This extra point becomes very important, and Bonio hits it, and it's 38-28, and watch what he does with both feet.
There's 1 down, and there's the drag, so both feet were inbound.
38-28, 8.5 minutes left. And Michael Irvin, who just scored the touchdown, and look who's in on the kickoff return team for San Francisco, Deion Sanders.
Ever since he's become a 49er, he's been lobbying to either get on offense or get on the kickoff return or the punt return, and he finally got on this kickoff return.
Boniol's kick hangs high, and it's going to be Deion Sanders on the return. And out of the pack he comes and gets up to about the 34.
Look at all the guys run out there and jump on him. Deion Sanders, and now there's a fight. You don't have to fight over Deion, just return the kickoff. We don't have to fight over that. But George Seifert was saying all the time he didn't want Deion Sanders on the return team because he didn't want him to get hurt.
Right.
And Deion Sanders said, well, you're worried that I'm going to get hurt, but just say you put me back there and I return it all the way. He said, you'll look like Vince Lombardi. But they're going after Deion Sanders.
Well, he didn't quite say Vince Lombardi. He said that guy used to coach at Green Bay.
Yeah, yeah. You see, it was Clayton Holmes that they were arguing about. You see that late shot right there after Dion was down.
38-28 the score. Ricky Sanders, the ball carrier. Ricky Waters, excuse me.
George Seifert finally lost that one. Ever since Dion became a 49er, he's been wanting to do that, and he and George Seifert have kind of had this thing, and George Seifert won the battle until just then that kickoff return. He said every time that they go to a kickoff return, he goes up and asks if he can do it. And
Every time.
Always been the same no until that time.
Second and about 8. Clock running, and Young throws to Taylor, knocked down by Larry Brown. Incomplete.
Yeah, they've been working on Larry Brown all day. They've been working on him on ups. They've been working on him on outs. And he's been having problems with it. But a cornerback has to have a bad memory. And you can't worry about that last one. You got to go get the next one.
That's most important. You don't remember anything.
Yep, every great one that I ever knew, like Willie Brown, would always, if you beat him, he'd forget it. He'd never remember that.
Well, that's what you have to do. Rice comes out on Brown this time. And Young goes back to throw. He's chased. And Steve Young got rid of it at the last moment. Leon Lent pressured Steve Young, and the 49ers will have to punt, and we're not through yet.
That's what the Cowboys needed to keep this thing a football game. As they had to score like they did, and then they had to stop this drive right here. And then by doing that, we have a game now.
We had a game before this ever started.
Yeah, but I mean, it could have been if the 49ers took this ball and drove it down. This game that we've had since the start could have been over too.
Yeah, could have been. Kevin Williams back deep for Klaus Wilmsmeyer's punt. High snap, short kick. Williams says get away from it. It takes a 49er bounce, and it's still bouncing. And they down it at the 25.
I think he just points it.
Aikman back to throw and fire. Outside and out of bounds is Kevin Williams. Tyrone Drakeford took him out of bounds. That stops the clock with 7 minutes. We're down to this game, and this last 7 minutes and the clock running. I thought Kevin Williams got out of bounds, but they didn't stop it. 2nd and 2. And Aikman's going to throw again and fires up the middle. Kevin Williams makes the catch. Dallas first down. Clock continues to run.
You know that the playmaker, the Cowboys are going without a huddle now. Your playmaker is Michael Irvin, but you didn't expect the second guy to be Kevin Williams, but he's becoming that guy.
And again, Aikman is under pressure, and the ball flutters to the ground, and they were lucky that one wasn't picked off.
It was lucky Jackson. It was lucky that Troy Aikman isn't hurt. I mean, watch Ricky Jackson. He's number 57. He's coming. He starts on the outside. Then he goes inside of Larry Allen, and he just flushes Troy Aikman as he throws that ball. Larry Allen has really been having a tough time over there with Ricky Jackson today. We talked about Ricky Jackson playing for $838,000 today, but I'll tell you, and I believe it, he says that a Super Bowl championship means more to him than that.
So many great years, and Larry Allen really playing with a handicap. He couldn't even make it all the way through practice on Thursday. Aikman fires short. And a flag on the play.
That's against Tim Harris. Look at Charles Haley out there yelling at Harris. Oh, that was a big play.
Yes, sir. It's against the 49ers, against Tim Harris.
Yeah, that's a coach killer. Those are the things that really get you as a coach. You have everything under control. You're getting a good pass rush. You have good coverage downfield.
Personal foul.
Yep, right at the end. You see, he didn't let go.
Just kept going.
First down.
First down, Dallas.
It wasn't a late hit as much as he had him, and then after he threw it, he didn't let go.
Just kept pushing him out of bounds.
Look at Charles Haley down there. He's laughing. Charles Haley thinks he called that one. He was out there yelling at the official and at Tim Harris. I think Haley thinks he just bought 15 yards and a first down for the Cowboys.
1st and 10 at the San Francisco 43. 6 minutes and 20 seconds left. 38-28, San Francisco. Deion Sanders knocks it down, intended for Michael Irvin.
Whatever they gave Deion Sanders, he's learning it today. I mean, the things that they can do with this defense, with him in there, just makes them a much better defense. He plays tight coverage. He plays off. That time he was off of Michael Irvin.
Yep.
He just waited for him to come down and to cut. And then, instead of getting the near hand in there to knock down the ball, he always throws the off hand, or in that case, the left hand in to knock it down.
2nd and 10. At the San Francisco 43. Aikman again will have to throw, and does, and goes deep. The pass is incomplete. Intended for Michael Irvin. And Deion Sanders is with him.
And he had Deion on that one. The whole Cowboys sideline is looking for a penalty on this one. You see, he gets his left hand in there. That's the way defensive backs feel where the guy's going. He got that left arm in there in front of him. Deion Sanders is trying to get some oxygen. He's trying to get close to that grass.
There's a flag on the play on the far side of the field. I think Barry Switzer might have run into the referee.
Yeah, well, half of that sideline was out there. That's what they were yelling about.
Bumping the official on the field.
The official was bumped on the field.
The play was over. 15 yards. 3rd down.
15 yards after the play was over. It's still 3rd down.
He thought he should have had the penalty, and then he didn't get it, but he can't go on the field. He better calm down.
And you certainly can't make any contact with the official. Barry is upset. 3rd and 25. And just over 6 minutes left. Aikman back to throw it. Pass is complete to Alvin Harper. That's his first catch, and he gets it out of bounds, and they stop the clock.
And that was on Deion Sanders, but the 49ers were, after that penalty on Barry Switzer, the 49ers were really giving him a cushion. Look how far back Deion Sanders is. He's just playing back, playing off, and then Harper just cuts that thing off in front of him.
You save all the moves for that. They stop the clock only until the ball is marked, and then they start it up again, and it's going.
Holy moly, I've never seen a coach like that.
4th and 10. And Aikman is swamped. Tim Harris takes Aikman down.
That may be the Super Bowl play.
That might be. 5 minutes and 42 seconds left. 38-28, the 49ers by 10.
Watch Tim Harris. He's right down here. He's coming from this side, and again it's against Larry Allen, who's had a tough day. Starts him to the upside, comes underneath him, and he's right in Troy Aikman's face. Larry Allen, and he's playing with a bad ankle and all that stuff, but that has been a big problem for the Dallas Cowboys today.
Jerry Rice goes in motion on 1st and 10. The give is to Ricky Waters. And Switzer asks for a timeout.
I think he needs more than a timeout.
He is hot. 5.5 minutes left to play. Tim Harris, who just sacked Troy Aikman, on 4th down. Waters and Floyd behind Steve Young. And it's Ricky Waters again. He gets nowhere. But the clock runs. There's Ricky Jackson.
Yep, he came here and signed for a base salary, $162,000. But if they win this game, he gets $1 million. So this game is for $838,000 for him.
The winner of this game gets the trip to Miami and the Super Bowl and all that goes with it against San Diego. Dallas is out of timeouts.
They were going for a three-peat. And I'll tell you, they gave everything. I mean, they really did.
We have confirmation that the head coach of the Cowboys, Barry Switzer, came out and bumped in to the head linesman.
And that was after that deep pass to Michael Irvin where Deion Sanders had his left arm in there. And there was a whole bunch of Cowboys came off that sideline trying to get a penalty. You were thinking the penalty should have been thrown on Deion Sanders.
The head linesman is Sid Seaman. That's who Switzer ran into.
They were all yelling about that guy Deion Sanders there who has really played a heck of a game today. I mean, they had a job for him, and he went out and did it.
3rd and long, and Young is going to throw it. Batted up into the air.
Look at this. They're dumping all the buckets, Pat, so that they can't dump it on the coach.
I wouldn't care.
Yeah, but there is a guy that's done a heck of a job.
Really?
I mean, there's a rumor that if he doesn't win, he's going to get fired. Now, and I don't know. It may be a rumor. It may even be true. But if it's true, it's ridiculous. I mean, this guy has the best coaching record in the NFL. I mean, he's been through a lot. He's done everything. He's one of the best coaches that there is. You're not going to get any better than George Seifert. And how they could have a dumb idea that if he doesn't win this in the Super Bowl, they're going to get a new coach.
Well, threw it all. Offsides, a flag on the play. Kevin Williams signaled fair catch. Made it at the 10 or 11. Adam Walker. And it looks like Darren Woodson got involved in a shoving match. Way back up the field. No, Kevin Smith.
He was just chasing Adam Walker. Watch Adam Walker. He's number 27. And he's going to block right there.
And then
he said, oh, yeah, well, he started it with the right. So now they're playing downfield. Oh, and he gave him the old knee deal there.
Yes,
no wonder
did.
Kevin Smith is mad. Adam Walker got 3 things in there.
Mad.
He got a punch, an elbow, and a knee. Kevin Smith got 1. That'll be interesting to see who they called the penalty on. Adam Walker got
Dallas.
Oh no! Adam Walker got 3 shots in there.
They called against both of them.
Yeah, they don't even have a signal for what Adam Walker did to Kevin Smith.
Well, I hope not.
Well, what they're going to do is they're going to call a penalty, one of those offsetting deals. You know that they don't penalize anyone.
Plus, I think there might have been an offside originally, way back when they snapped the ball on the punt. Antonio Goss standing over.
1995 hasn't changed anything that was happening in 1994 as far as officials' conferences.
Dick Hantak.
On the play, we had number 40 of the kicking team offside, lined up in the neutral zone.
That's Bill Bates.
Pardon me, correction, it was the receiving team.
Now this is going to take too long.
That's Bill Bates.
After the play was over, we had a personal foul on the kicking team and a personal foul on the receiving team. 26 white and 27 red. We're going to replay the down.
After all that.
There wasn't a lot of confidence in that.
No.
See, that's what Steve Young has there. He's getting on Adam Walker now. I mean, that's where they said that he has really changed this year. In fact, Harris Barton was telling us that he's yelling at offense, he's yelling at defensive guys, and that time we saw him yelling at a special teams guy.
Why we replay the down? I mean, Dallas has the ball at their own 10-yard line.
Now let's see. Bates was offside.
He was offsetting after the play. I don't know.
Well, they're still not. I mean, they're still having some meetings. Now they're talking to George Seifert down here. and they're still having, maybe they'll have another conference.
Don't touch anybody, George.
See, they got to get another official in here. You know, these crews are kind of all-star crews.
Yep.
They're the crews that have graded out the best in the year, but they haven't worked together. Well, I just kind of thought that was a mistake, you know, that the best crew ought to work together like the teams do. I mean, the best team of players get to the big games and play as a team.
Additionally on the play.
Oh, more stuff happened.
Yeah. This was a...
On the play, number 26 from Dallas was ejected.
Ejected.
And number 20 from San Francisco was ejected.
It should mean number 27.
Yeah,
from
they don't
San
have a number
Francisco.
20.
No.
Yeah, they do. It's Derek Lavelle.
Did you see that sign for ejection? No, it's kind of like the baseball umpires, you know, use for out. Kind of like he's out of there, but it can't be 20. And you know the other thing.
The game now.
Yeah, the other thing is the guys that are kicked out have to leave the field. They can't stay here.
And so we'll do it again. Better kick. Kevin Williams signaled fair catch, and the ball is going to roll dead at the 4 this time. There goes Adam Walker.
Yeah, they said number 20, but they got the right guy, number 27. And the rule, when a player is kicked out, he cannot stay here. He has to leave the field. You see Adam Walker leaving.
Right.
And I don't know that we've seen Kevin Smith leave yet. But I saw one game where they kicked a guy out and the guy just sat there in the bench. Like I said, part of the rule is you kick them out, they got to leave the house.
Just under 5 minutes left to play. And the 49ers lead by 10. 3 wide receivers for the Cowboys. Darrell Johnston in the backfield by himself. Aikman out of the end zone. Throws to Kevin Williams. Williams hops out of bounds at about the 25.
Yeah, this guy, Troy Aikman, has really been a champion. I mean, you just think of the injuries and how he's played and how, I mean, coming into this game, he'd been in 7 playoff games.
Never lost.
Never lost one. When you look at guys that you enjoy and respect, Troy Aikman is on the top of that list.
It certainly would be. You have to admire the courage of Larry Allen today, too. He hasn't been able to walk even. Aikman fires deep. And incomplete. Toy Cook.
That's what they were looking for early. Remember the same thing. It was the same 2 guys. It was Toy Cook and it was Eric Davis and it was Michael Irvin. They were throwing to Irvin and those guys let Michael Irvin run right by him. This time he gets behind Eric Davis again, but Toy Cook is right there to almost catch the ball.
Toy Cook thought he had a shot at the interception. That makes it 2nd down. The Cowboys need 10, but they are not a lot more than 10. Yards, I mean, not points. Aikman, pump fake, throws, incomplete. He was hit by Dana Stubblefield just as he let it go. That one hurt.
Yeah, he's getting the heck beat out of him now. I mean, you know, this is where they've really had the pressure. Here's Stubblefield coming straight up the middle, and you'll just watch him. You see they start on a stunt. Bryant Young starts to go inside, then Stubblefield goes outside, and Stubblefield hits Aikman right after he throws the ball.
3rd and 10. Largest crowd ever to see a sporting event at Candlestick Park shouting defense. 16 times he's been knocked down.
That's pretty good defense.
The screen pass is broken up by Ken Norton. It was Darrell Johnston with the ball.
And Ken Norton is going to have a 3-peat, Pat. He had the 2 Super Bowls with the Cowboys, and now it looks like he'll be there with the 49ers. So if the Cowboys don't 3-peat, Ken Norton has a chance to 3-peat.
4th and 10 with less than 4 minutes left to play. 4th and 9 make it. And Aikman back. The pass is up the middle for the first down. Kevin Williams again made the catch, stopped by Merton Hanks.
The Cowboys are still thinking in terms of 2 scores.
But no timeouts.
They have no timeouts left, so they're going to have to get a score, either touchdown or field goal and an onside kick.
Aikman throws to Irvin.
What I would do in this situation if I were the Cowboys, I'd try to get another first down or 2 and then kick a field goal. So I'd save some time because I can't stop the clock anymore, although they will get the 2-minute warning. That would be 1 timeout.
Irvin didn't quite get the first down. 2nd and 1, excuse me. Aikman can't get rid of it. Tim Harris again around the corner.
Yeah, I think that Larry Allen gets a point where, toughness is good, but I think you have to get someone in there that has a chance. And I don't know that he has a chance. We'll see Tim Harris here again working from this side. You see Larry Allen just can't move out there. He tried to cut him. That's kind of a last resort type of thing.
Aikman's pass is low, and they'll face another 4th down. It was intended for Michael Irvin. Troy Wilson with the pressure on Aikman.
Now you'd think if they were really watching and monitoring that, having someone like Ron Stone in there at right tackle, who's not as good as Larry Allen, maybe hasn't played there as much, but is healthy, would give him a better shot than Larry Allen, I think.
Aikman will have to put up his 50th pass of the day on this next one. 4th and 6. Timeout, San Francisco.
Yeah, the 49ers made a late substitution. They brought Charles Mann in, and I think they didn't have their defense set, or they almost had 12 guys on the field. I think the most people should come to watch that deal.
And the build-up it's had. Flag on the play. Aikman has a long time.
Yeah, everyone wants a piece of Larry Allen. And you see Charles Mann, who they just brought in the game. He wanted to line up on Larry Allen to get a hunk of that. They kept Darrell Johnston in to help that time. They have to do that. Either put someone in for Larry Allen. I know it's 4th down. Or help Larry Allen. They just can't leave him there against all these pass rushers.
Well, let's see who the penalty's against.
False start. Offense. Prior to the snap, number 73. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. 4th down.
Yeah, I don't mean to beat this to death, but it's just a tough thing, and it's not the guy. He's a rookie who's playing with an injury that he shouldn't be playing with. Charles Mann starts up, and and then he gets him to move, and he just jiggles a little. But I thought that was supposed to be if the defensive guy moved and made the offensive guy move, that it would be against the defensive guy this year.
Brings up 4th down and 11. Dallas at their own 42. Again, here comes the pressure, but Aikman gets it to Novacek and gets the first down as Novacek fights inside the San Francisco 40. In the grasp of Merton Hanks.
They just won't go down. They're going with no huddle here. 4th down. He's going to look for one of his favorite guys. It's been Irvin today, but over the years it's been Jay Novacek. Boom, he hits him on Merton Hanks.
Incomplete. Intended for Kevin Williams. Tyrone Drakeford broke it up.
Yeah, one of the thing I think the Cowboys, if they can get in position here to kick a field goal, I think it would be a good move. Kick the field goal, then the onside kick, then come back and try and get your touchdown. But that's one thing. But look at this field. I mean, they just stop, and a big old divot comes out of the ground.
You do well to stop.
So I don't know that you want to. I mean, look at this area here. I don't know that you want to have to kick from that area. I think kicking is a good idea if you get down there But on this field, I don't know how good an idea it is.
Aikman has thrown it 51 times, now 52, as he is hit by Rhett Hall and sacked again. Fresh legs.
But again, here's Rhett Hall right here. Everyone's worried about this outside. Rhett Hall just goes right inside Nate Newton. He just beat him immediately, took that inside shoulder, Nate Newton's right shoulder, beat that shoulder, and then the next thing there was Troy Aikman.
Aikman back. Going deep. Incomplete. Alvin Harper, the intended receiver. And now we'll get the 2-minute warning.
That Deion Sanders can run faster than anyone in this league.
49ers by 10. '49ers by 10. Aikman has time this time and gets it to Novacek. Novacek to the 30.
Not a first down.
Not a first down. And the 49ers offensive unit comes on the field and everybody begins to celebrate.
I'll tell you, that's Steve Wallace, and he had a baby boy born last night, and he has his name on there, Baron Stephen Wallace II, or Jr.
This game is presented by the authority of the National Football League, is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the San Francisco 49ers and the National Football League is prohibited. At the end of the game, John and I will select the Miller Lite player of the game. San Francisco.
What a job they've done. You know, and it didn't start this year. I think it started at the championship game last year. In fact, Eddie DeBartolo, the owner of the 49ers, was coming down in the elevator and in Dallas after that game and says, I want a better defense, permanent policy. They went out and they got one.
And they can just run it out. Dallas has no timeouts.
Steve Young, they said he couldn't win the big one. He had all the yeah buts. He's answered them now. He's a different guy. Steve Wallace, do you see him in the huddle pointing to Steve Young? Hey, give him the credit that he's due.
Today's NFC Championship game is produced by Bob Stinner and directed by Sandy Grossman. The pregame and halftime show produced by Scott Ackerson and directed by Bob Levy. The executive producers at Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. Said a moment ago that John and I would pick the Miller Lite most valuable player of the game, and our selection is number 8.
He's had a lot on his shoulder, but you can see it coming off now, can't you?
The 49ers and Chargers played in the regular season at San Diego, game we did. San Francisco won 38-15. Overall, the series is 4-3. What courage and what an effort by this guy.
The Cowboys have given us a lot of great games and have been great champions.